Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Beck the Beast. I'm really excited about today's video because it is my absolute favorite thing to do while mowing, and that is string trimming. So without further ado, let's get into the video. To start this video off, we got a property that you really can't get a mower in here. There is a retaining wall out front that's maybe a couple of feet out back. There's steps, just no way to get a mower there. Now granted, you could grab a push mower and do it that way, but I personally despise push mowing. I would much rather string trim. And in my opinion, by the time you go get the push mower, bring it over here, push mow your property, take it back, and then get your string trimmer. It's just this really drawn out process. So I would much rather just grab a string trimmer, string trim the whole thing. Now, having said that, the push mower would look better. Yes, absolutely it would. It can be kind of difficult to get a nice even cut with a string trimmer, but in this situation, it is an every other week property, and it's really not high maintenance. So I just string trim it, never have any complaints. It's so much faster. There is a little bit on the side that you can't see, but this whole property I can string trim and fan off in like 10-15 minutes. So to me, that's way faster than using a push mower. And I don't know, it's kind of fun, honestly. It's a challenge to do it quickly, but also to keep the grass as level and even as you can get it. So let's move on to the next property. This is actually where I go to the chiropractor at, so shout out to Synchrony Chiro Care. No, in all seriousness, they have this sidewalk out front, you have grass on either side. I like to vertical trim it. Now, you can use a metal edger, absolutely, and there are a lot of debates as to which is better or which is more professional. I personally started out using a metal edger, like when my brother was teaching me how to do lawn care and we started doing a lot of vertical trimming. I wasn't good at using the string trimmer, to the point where actually the one property my brother made me go sit in the truck because I was just butchering this front yard, and so I sat in the truck for the remainder of the property. So the nice thing about a metal edger is it's kind of idiot proof. All you do is put the blade on the sidewalk, not on the sidewalk, against the sidewalk to make sure that you aren't going out into the yard and gouging it, but other than that, you just pull the trigger and walk. So it's really idiot proof. So I like it for new people or for really overgrown stuff. I will still use a metal edger because it's just way faster. You get great results. It's just better in my opinion. But whenever you get good at using a string trimmer, which took me a little bit, so I would use a string trimmer, then I would either get tired or just frustrated, or it wasn't looking nice enough, and then I would grab the metal edger and, use the metal edger. And then on the next property, I would start using the string trimmer again until I built up and got good enough to just use the string trimmer on the regular. And the reason I like to is because it's more efficient. You don't have to be walking back and forth to the trailer, swapping out tools. You grab your string trimmer and you do your vertical trimming, and then you string trim, around trees and whatever else you need to. Now, for this property, normally walk backwards. The reason for that is because it just grows so fast. So it gets pretty overgrown, and walking backwards is just easier. You have more control. I ran out of string, by the way. That's why I'm walking back to the trailer. But you have more control, and it's just kind of easier. So I will absolutely just walk backwards if I'm just kind of struggling or whatever. It really just depends on my mood. I normally prefer to walk forward because I don't really get as motion sick. You can also see where you're going and don't have to worry about tripping over something. And I think I just enjoy doing it because it's more of a challenge. It's a lot more difficult to walk forward. So I like that challenge, and so I will walk forward. Trying to think about what else. Oh, now we have to do along the road here. Another thing is, this is a older video because we still have the shield on the string trimmer. We took that off and I would highly recommend it because your visibility is so much better. Like right now, I can't really even see what I'm doing. I can see the results, and I go off of how it feels, and it feels good, so I'm like, okay, this must be right. But when you take the shield off, it is definitely more painful, but you can see what you're doing, and also the string then can be longer, so it's not as time consuming because you don't have to swipe as much. You can cut more grass at a time than you can, if the string is shorter. So that's another reason why it's really nice. Moving on, I forget what happens next. I think we do the mulch beds next. So just gonna go along here, touch this up. This is honestly driving me crazy that we have the guard on, but whatever. You got your string trimming. This again, mulch beds, same thing as sidewalks. You want to vertically trim it so that way you have a very fine definition of this is where the grass starts and this is where the mulch starts. So that's why you do that. I can't fit the mower in here, so that's why I'm string trimming all of this. I feel like the video doesn't really do it justice. It looks really uneven and choppy, I feel like, and in person, I like to think that it looked better than what it does on the video, but I don't know, maybe it didn't. No, I think that did. Going back to string trimming here, not string trimming, vertical trimming. We've been string trimming this entire time. Just going to touch up that. It's a little bit uneven because I'm trying not to tear up the mulch beds as I go along here. Sometimes I would vertical trim along this curb. I would make a pass just like I am now to get the grass cut and even, and then I would just walk backwards or forwards. I think I'd normally do backwards though, along the curb just to get a really defined, this is the grass area and then this is the curb. But that was about it for that. I will restring these, or the other string trimmer then. I just wanted to grab the other one to keep up momentum, so that's why I just swapped out. Let's move on. This is a waterway type area that we have. It is ground cover with weeds mixed in. So every once in a while when it gets just kind of high and out of control, I like to take the string trimmer and knock it down a little bit just to get it cleaner looking, more tidy. So I'll do that periodically. And I do this in shorts. I have a lot of people yell at me for not wearing jeans and work boots. I personally can't fathom why they care so much. Like, it's my decision. My boss doesn't care, so I don't know why they get so worked up about it, but they do, and that's fine. I just personally like wearing shorts because I just feel so constricted in jeans, and like work boots are so heavy and just bulky. Like, my ideal is just shorts and a t-shirt, sneakers. I love my Kujos yardwear shoes because they're super lightweight, ridiculously water resistant, so that's kind of my go-to thing. I also just like getting my legs tan. Like, I work outside, I want to take full advantage of that. But anyways, let's move on to the next property. This is actually where I started the video. I was in the process of walking over to this mulch bed. This is a situation where we actually just service the mulch beds. It's at an HOA, so the maintenance guy push mows the yard. And since he does that, the edges will get really overgrown. As you can see, it's just all over the mulch bed, not very defined. So I just grab the string trimmer and every so often we'll just make it nice and crisp, get it back under control so you can really get that defined edge that I keep talking about, where this is mulch bed and then this is grass. So I'll go ahead and I'll hit it with the string trimmer, and then I will spray for weeds just to get it, nice and good looking. But I like string trimming this. I think it's very satisfying because it is so overgrown, and because of that, I think it depends, but I will walk backwards just because, like I've said, I think it's easier, and you have, that was so satisfying when I just hit that flower, but it is just easier to control it and just get kind of more of a straight line, especially when it's not every week service where it is just a little bit of a touch-up. I'm going to do the sidewalk right here, and normally I would go back to the trailer and get the metal edger, but I think I just wanted the challenge to do it with the string trimmer. I think I was also just feeling lazy and did not really feel like going back and getting the metal edger. And I just kind of wanted to confirm, like, okay, the metal edger is the way to go for situations like this. So I think that's kind of why I did it. It is satisfying, though. Oh, it's so overgrown. Oh, good. I thought that was going to miss that. Sometimes you do stuff, and then later I'll go back and look at the footage, and I'm like, oh, why didn't I grab that right there? So I'm glad I got that. I mean, I guess that didn't take too long. I guess by the time I would have gone over, grabbed the metal edger, came back, did this, then got the string trimmer again. I don't know. Anyways, here I'm actually, I think this is left-handed. Yeah, I think this is left-handed. I've been working on my left-handed string trimming because then you can literally walk around any direction and it doesn't matter. You can walk backwards, forwards, whatever. I think I let that go. Do I do that? Yeah, I let that go. It's not really my responsibility. I think now I'm walking backwards. Sometimes I get frustrated string trimming left-handed because I'm not very good at it. So then I get annoyed and I go back to doing it how I am good at it. This edge is not as overgrown as the other one. I'm not sure why, but it really isn't. I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's about it. Here we have the guard off, and you can tell, like, you can see the string so easily. So it's so much easier to see what you're doing because you know exactly where the string's at. You know exactly what it looks like. I'm telling you guys right now, take off the shield. Best decision ever. Once you do it, there's no going back. Like, honestly. Now we're going to buzz over here and do this. I don't even know what it is. Drain thingamabob. This is really not my responsibility either, but it was kind of just driving me crazy. And I think that I wanted to do it. I don't know why I didn't grab the metal edger. I think I'm just like, I was in the mood for a challenge. And so that's why I did this. I also realized a lot of this is me walking backwards because it just looks better on camera. So, yeah, I'm gonna put back the string trimmer. And we're gonna fan off the mulch beds. I'll leave this in here real quickly. I was just gonna do, string trimming, but I feel like a lot of people are gonna yell at me. Wow, can you please start? Oh my gosh. That was so painful. These are equipment defender racks. I love them. Highly recommend them. We used to just throw the blowers on the trailer before. Total disaster. Also, police don't really care for that. DOT, not a huge fan. They were like, oh, you have to have it strapped down, which is stupid. It's not going anywhere, but whatever. It's a lot nicer not to have to, just throw it in the bed of the trailer. I'll just lightly fan out the mulch beds. I don't know what I was looking at there. Lightly fan out the mulch beds to get that grass. It's inevitable whenever you string trim, you're going to get grass in the mulch beds. So, depending on how overgrown it is, you got to go back with the backpack blower and fan it out. I don't know what happens next. Hold on. More boring stuff. Fast forward through this, just cleaning out the mulch beds. Want to get them nice and pretty. Oh, here we go. This is nice. So much dirt and grass. You really, really want to thoroughly fan out edges, especially after taking off so much, because if not, the grass will just lay in there and then it'll become thatch, which is just dead grass, and it looks so gross just having yellow dead grass laying on your sidewalk. Drives me absolutely crazy. That's a big pet peeve of mine, is when people don't thoroughly fan off sidewalks, driveways, whatever. The edge just looks so... Oh, gotta grab that weed. I have to spray this anyways, but it was kind of bad, so I just wanted to grab those. Okay, what's next? Oh, I was talking about the importance of thoroughly fanning stuff off, because if you don't, you'll get thatch, it'll be gross, and whenever you get it nice and clean, it really makes the edges look crisp, and that is what you're going for. So we're going to take this back to the trailer, spray this, and move on. This is just your average run-of-the-mill type stuff, nothing too special here. Just string trimming after mowing this section. You got some vertical trimming to make it nice and crisp. Obviously getting in between here, which I could not get with the zero turn. I do like this video because, I don't know, it just shows it from someone else's perspective, and it's kind of like a start to finish product of how I went about string trimming this, just kind of the order that I did it in, the way that I walked, etc. It was pretty hot out this day. I don't know if you noticed, my back was so sweaty, which is kind of disgusting, but whatever. Also, sorry I'm so far away here, but guys, like, I can only do so much when I'm at work. I can't be screwing around, setting up tripods and cameras all day, so I just kind of set it here, and unfortunately, it's a little bit far away, but we made it work. Right here, I probably should have spun around and walked backwards because I'm kind of flinging debris towards the vehicle, which was not ideal. I didn't break any windows, but probably should not have done that. This is another start to finish type video right here. This was a bi-weekly property, so as you can tell, there's a lot of grass, kind of a mess. I didn't stripe it, I just kind of mowed it in a way that would disperse the grass the most. Then I string trimmed. Sometimes when it's overgrown, I'll string trim the sidewalks first, so that way I'm not like string trimming grass that was already cut off. But here I just mowed first. I was walking forward, as you can see. We do have the guard off here too, so that's really nice. And then just backwards because, well, I don't really like to walk away from the camera, but I do just like to switch it up and, I don't know, just kind of practice walking any direction, forward, backwards, left-handed, right-handed, whatever it may be, so that I'm really just kind of like super versatile and ready for any situation. I don't know, guys, I take string trimming really seriously. Like, it's like a sport to me. I kind of love it. So did now I'm working along the curb. Obviously we have the mailbox. I think this is a speed limit sign. Just gonna string trim this. Try not to get too close to the mailbox that I'm not like chipping up paint, but whenever you have grass growing along it, it just kind of inevitably happens. Guys, lawn care is my strong suit, not English, so give me a break. Touching up like the corners, things that the mower didn't necessarily get as clean as it should have with like the uneven ground. And then what am I doing? Touching things up, I guess. I thought, oh, my first pass was just cutting the grass. This pass is doing vertical trimming. I don't know how I missed that, but whatever. I also realized that neighbor guy was just standing there watching me, which is a little bit creepy, but whatever. I did not get kidnapped. He was probably just curious, and whatever. Lawn care's fun, so I get it. I'm just doing the mulch bed here, just finishing out the property, and that's going to be about it. So I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if you want more of stuff like this, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see future videos coming up. Have a great freaking day.